Okay. Right, it has taken me way too long. Way too fucking long, but we should finally be able to finish this tonight. Let's finally finish this fucking game. Let's go. Let's jam. Get my mic a bit closer to me. So I've noticed my music isn't loud enough, but my sound effects are honestly a bit too loud. Alright, this is gonna be my last playthrough before the DLC, I guess. My last live stream before the DLC. Hold on. I just noticed in my webcam, got a fucking piece of hair sticking down. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. John Kerry is here. He's back. He's Barack. No, he's not Barack. He's John. Alright. John Kerry. And there I thought I was better. I still don't think I'm in any condition to be screaming John Kerry. Right, what does this woman want? I'm gonna get on with the story in a moment. I leave these live streams like I do them at such a fucking terrible rate. Like last time, I wanted to do my next live stream like a couple days after my last one. I've left it like a fucking week now. Shit happens and I keep getting delayed. No, I don't want to get a fucking Starmie, because Starmie is a shit Pokemon. You can leave me alone. Question is, am I gonna do any of these side quests before we go back to AZ? What does this woman want? Ooh, Hex Maniac woman, what does she want? Just fuck off, leave me alone. No, I'm not catching one for you. I don't want to go on these catch quests for Pokemon that I don't want. Hey up, it's me, John Kerry. Now, you're probably wondering why I've been reincarnated as a Pokemon. Some quest and a side quest at the Justice Dojo. What do they want here? I was on top of a building. You know what? I cannot be fucked. I don't think I can. I don't think I can be fucked. Oh, this dickhead's here. Worst character in the game. Yeah, what a fucking waste of a character. What a fucking waste of a character. Me and John love each other a lot. It's a difficult relationship though, because John's a difficult person. But we make it work. Oh, for fuck's sake, yeah. Just, like, lower your standards. I kind of don't want to. I keep starting all these side quests and then realizing none of them are anything I want to fucking do. Right, so we're gonna, go find AZ and we're gonna fucking question him about his war crimes. You know, about his creation of the secret weapon. This should be interesting. Because we never really got so much explanation from AZ himself about his own actions and what he thinks about them now. I'm gonna assume he's at least somewhat regretful. Probably not that regretful though, since he probably thinks it was worth it to save Floette or whatever. We'll see, I guess. They'll munch away at cars. Fucking hell. So I've gotta go find them something to scran on, haven't I? Oh yeah, just give them fucking poison to scran on as well. Oh, I guess, yeah, they can't be poisoned. Seasoning. Sludge bomb. It's just, when you think of seasoning, that's what you think of. Alright, I'm gonna have to temporarily replace someone's moveset. Oh, hold on, have I still got that Roserade? I've got Bulbasaur. No Sludge Bomb. Have I got a TM for Sludge Bomb? I fucking don't. You fuck. No, it's gonna be one of those ones where, oh no, don't use just anything, you need to use Sludge Bomb. Yeah. Oh, fuck off then. Nah, seriously. Do I even have a TM for Sludge Bomb? Anywhere? That is a question, because I don't think I do. How do I still not have that? No, I wanted... There we go. Oh wait, no, I'm going into a wild zone. I just thought I was leaving one. let's go to Hotel ZZ. Right, you've got some fucking things to answer for, Easy. Yeah, I see you, you fucking war criminal. You got some shit to answer for. I can't hate him now, despite his past. I can't hate him. He's not even phased. He knows. He knows I know. I didn't think he'd know I know. But he does know that I know. Oh yeah, we know about that. Oh, we're gonna get the law dump. Everyone's gonna be really super happy with what AZ has to tell them. Fucking Legendre, me boy. My driller, he told me everything. Oh, poor AZ. We're gonna get the fucking... He's gonna fucking tell us. We're gonna beat the answer out of him. No, we don't need to beat anything out of him. No, I cannot hate him. I cannot hate him. Had he committed genocide, I'd be a genocide apologist. I'd be a genocide denier. It was 3,000 years ago. Things change. Get over it. It's fucking 3,000 years ago. Get over it. It is sweet though, AZ's story, like the lengths someone will go to for love. Also harrowing, but that's what's good about it, right? Bro became death, destroyer of worlds. Hey up, 2 concurrent viewers in fucking... I was gonna say in chat, not in chat. We're learning about this driller's war crimes from 3,000 years ago. Oh, look at this beautiful art though. War crimes are okay if they're pretty. God, this music really just adds to it. No, fuck me. I've got goosebumps here. And that's where he made the fucking Eiffel Tower. See, people have kept saying Angie or whatever, and I was wondering what the fuck they were talking about. So they're talking about the fucking Prism Tower. why is that, like, not a thing that we've heard before, it being called that? Oh no, it's specifically something within Prism Tower, then. God damn, this music and this art just elevate this all the more. Fuck me. This game is just so peak, god damn. I never thought we'd get this kind of special treatment for X and Y. So really it's Lysandre's fault, but it's also his fault, but it's also just kind of a whole accident that all this shit happened. There is no intentional villain in this game. Right, we're finally gonna go in Prism Tower then, fucking finally. You know, you look at Prism Tower in this game and it's like it used to be like the light of Lumios, the beacon of Lumios, and you see it all walled off and everything and not lit up. And then it's unsettling, like you could tell straight from the start that there's like some dark shit going on in there. That's gonna be good, actually going in there. And like fucking finally seeing it. Yeah, fucking Float Mega Evolving when Float evolves into Float. I guess it's just his specific Float that's special. His final form is a Mega instead of Florges. Yeah, normally Pokémon can only Mega Evolve when they aren't capable of evolving any further. That explains how it's able to Mega Evolve. Obviously it can't evolve into a regular Florges. Like, no one fucking... That's kind of... Like, as much as I love him, why is no one holding him to account here? Or getting angry at him? Or pissed? Like, I know he's done so much for all of them. Did they not feel deceived or used at all? Or lied to? I don't know, I'd have mixed feelings if it was me personally. I love the guy. And look, he's gave you a house for free to stay in. But, yeah, fuck me, he's got some shit to answer for. And again, I guess 3,000 years ago, bro. Get over it. It wasn't even that bad. It didn't even happen. If it did happen, it was based. And it should have been done again. Actually. Yeah, no shit. And no one cares. No one's annoyed at him. Oh, there we go. See, this is why I like Naveen, because, like, in some ways he's the most fucking not normal. But he's also, in some ways, the most, like, reasonable member of the team. Fucking, let's see how many times my Jesus wept.
Charging battery.
I cannot charge these headphones because it's creating big fuck off noise for some reason. Right, as it turns out, my audio splitter was just not connected properly. You guys might not have even been hearing any of the in-game audio. It doesn't matter though, because everyone just fucking left at once. I had 2 concurrent viewers and they both left. Thanks a lot. See, Naveen is at least, like... Naveen is reasonable to get or not. He should, in fact. I don't know why the others aren't reacting like that. Like, he killed a lot of fucking Pokémon, and people, I'm guessing, as well. Thank you, well done. Like he said, accountability matters. Naveen is like the most like level-headed, like stable person in this group in a lot of ways. As fucking unhinged as he can be. No one else cares. We don't care about what you did 3,000 years ago, old man. Fuck them Pokemon. Fuck them people. Why can't I have an opinion of what AZ's done? Like, this is why we need more dialogue options. Oh wait, there we go, I can say I'm conflicted. Ooh, would I have even been able to tell them this had I not said I was conflicted? That's interesting. I don't think that dialogue option would have even popped up had I not said that. They don't usually have dialogue options that are dependent on you picking one for it to even appear. I didn't say I was gonna fucking give him the Pokémon. My favourite little war criminal. So now we are gonna have to do my favourite activity. Oh, for fuck's sake, this charger. I fucking hate these headphones with a passion. I hate this headphone charger. I wish it was sentient so I could, like, actually fucking wreak havoc upon this piece of shit. I want to torture it. It's not the fault of the it's the fault of the fucking headphones for having such a loose charger port. And they rely on, like, a very old USB. I've had these headphones since, like, fucking 2017 now. And I'm not replacing them. I'm just adamant I'm gonna keep them. So Naveen's not very happy, he's just sat here now. I don't really blame him. Someone put this fire on, please. Be kind of fucking cozy. Yeah, let's do my favourite thing, these fucking ZA Royale battles. Probably, I think he probably does to some extent, but he's probably also somewhat misguided. I just wasted a fucking Pokeball. You know, thankfully you can have some dickhead just, like, go fucking travel around the whole city with his scavenger perk equipped to pick all of these up. Bro got scavenger perk on. Oh, this is fucking lonely. Both of my 2 concurrent viewers just came in and then left. This is pathetic. Oh, cock.
Charging battery.
Oh, hey, another Frostlass. Oh, where are you going then, little one? Right, let's follow this dickhead into fucking harm's way. Oh, it's over there, okay. Wait, am I even going the right way now? Oh yeah, it's okay. The fuck? Okay, so did it just want to gift me that or something? Odd. I'll take it though. Let's look at outfits again. No. Ooh, these leather gloves are actually quite cool. I've stacked so many bands that I really can buy virtually anything at this point. Nah, that just completely ruins the booths, that floral pattern. What the fuck are they doing there? So few hairstyles in this game though. Kind of a pain, really. I do like this mint. I had my hair mint at one point. Mint green, yeah, good colour. Actually looks kinda good with some of that mint green colour blocking. I'm gonna leave it though. Okay, let's see. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm honestly surprised it hasn't happened more times to me though. This piece of shit fucking headphone charger.
Charging
Yeah, sure. We both like ice types, we've got that in common. I genuinely don't know who the fuck she's talking about, though, when she says her favourite ice type trainer. Get styled on, kid. Yeah, John's weak to ice, so this might not have been the best call. There we go. Nice. An ice cold granite? What the fuck does that mean? For a second I thought she was saying Giratina. That might be useful for Glaceon, actually. I do like having quick claw on them. So I think I'm gonna keep that equipped. Oh, cock, wrong thing. You're fucking useless. Get fucked then. Ah, shit. Right, let's wait till night. My favourite part of the game now. How do I get to there? Oh, cock. There we go. Ah! I'm getting fucked already. This is piss poor. Okay, random ass trainers have started mega evolving in these battles now. They've never done that before.
Charging battery.
Jesus, Wap, that was poor performance. Oh my god. There we go. Oh, for fuck's sake. Just keep getting fucking jump scared. Oh, just fucking poison me, why don't you? I'm gonna need an antidote for that as well. That's easy points. I need to get a lot of fucking points for this, entry ticket for this next battle. This is gonna be a pain in the fucking ass. Yeah, I can do that. Actually, no, I'll stick with the ones I've got. That's the first time I've yet to see someone in these battles with a chestnut. Pleasant surprise, though. Oh, there we go, that's easy. I've got you twice, though. What a shit design Pokemon, like, I know a lot of people like it. I just think it's so overrated, though, it's so bad. It looks so stupid. That got me quite a few points. There we go, now we're talking. Almost. Ugh. Ah, cock.
Charging battery.
Alright, John can sort out this fucker. If I can just jump scare him. Then I can get those 2,000 points. There we go. I still don't know why John doesn't have any plus moves. There we fucking go. Right. Oh, Jesus, well, I spaced out for a moment now. I'm good. There we go. Alright. Oh, these battles are just so fucking boring. Like, what do I even say? What can I even say to make this entertaining? It's not. And it's never going to be. Oh, I just laughed. Alright. Oh, fuck. Oh, just stop fucking poisoning me. It's not funny. It's a stupid, annoying gimmick. Ugh. There we go.
Charging battery.
Oh, where's this fucker? Oh, here we go. There we go. Boom. I genuinely, what's this fucker's type again? Steel, metal, steel, still flying? What the fuck is this fucker weak to? I don't remember. Oh, you fuck. It's always falling out.
Charging battery.
Again, what's this fucker weak to? I always forget what Gyarados is weak to as well, other than electric, because, like, it should be weak to ice, because it's part flying, but no, it's part water as well, so it's not weak to ice. And then I think, oh yeah, it should be weak to grass, but no, because it's part flying, it resists grass as well. Or is neutral towards grass. I always forget. One concurrent viewer. No one was in here for like a good half an hour tonight, but we finally got someone in here. Hello. How's it going? I've just been doing this fucking ZA Royale to finally get all the acquired points for this last promotion battle. I need to get a lot of fucking points. It's not fun. Again, I've voiced my complaints with these ZA Royale battles many times. How brain dead easy they are. They're just too brain dead easy. Fucking too easy. Wagwan, Mr. Raymer. Have work in morning. Oof, rip. Working on weekends, that's rough. I don't envy you. I'm gonna go to the Pokémon Center and heal. I'm nearly in the end game now here, though. we do this one final promotion battle, I'll become the strongest Mega Evolution user. AZ will give me his Mega Floette then, and I guess I'll become like the fucking hero of the city. I'll go use his Mega Floette to stop the fucking thing that's happening in the tower. I still don't know what exactly was set off in the tower from the weapon. From the secret weapon, the ultimate weapon rather. I still don't know what exactly it set off in the tower that's fucking all the Pokémon up. But something's going on in that tower, so we're finally gonna be able to fucking go in, explore that bastard, and save a few people. Right, wait, let's try and get a few more ZA Royale battles in real quick. I just want to get these points and then have these fucking ZA Royale battles over and done with. Just fuck this! Like, it would be actual fun if they weren't the most brain-dead thing ever. I hate it. I fucking hate it. No, I'm gonna fucking get one of these fucking cunts before it's morning. Fuck off with your shit hair. Look at this cunt. This fat cunt with his stupid fucking... He's got a H on his head. Motherfucker died a fucking Ultra Ball on his head. I'm pretty sure that's a fucking Ultra Ball. The fuck has he got an Ultra Ball design on his fucking head for? Retard. No, that's not very nice of me. I'm sorry, I shouldn't call the man slurs. Even if it is a bit retarded. No. No, it's very retarded. I don't know what you're doing. What is that? You got no drip. You get no bitches. Your fade is fucking abysmal. Dog shit. What are you doing? Battle Royale. How many times have I done the ZA Royale at this point? Mr. Raymond? Too many times. How the fuck do I get over here? Again, there's just a shitload of scaffolding that I can't fucking get up. You have to fucking veer off path to even find a way. Like, by quite a lot. Sorry, I'm in a bit of an antsy mood tonight. I've not had a great day today. I thought I could relax playing this, but I'm stressed. So I apologise, and that's why, seem a bit angrier than usual. No, the scaffolding is, no, the world design isn't that bad. I'm just annoyed. I had a bad day, I just want to chill, and then I'm reminded that I have to do this fucking ZA Royale again, and I have to build up like 40,000 points this time. and no one was fucking here for the first like 50 minutes of this live stream, so I just almost quit because it was fucking depressing, because I was just talking to no one. So that's how my night's been so far. So apologise if I'm in a bit of a mood. Also in a bit of a mood with certain people in my life as well. I'm debating blocking a few friends. I might actually... I don't know. If someone, right, can I ask for some personal advice, Mr. Ramu? Because I don't know, I think... Right, no one turning up to the stream for like 50 minutes set off something in me, because I'm just being ignored lately, and I want to ask something personal. But if maybe it's a bit, I shouldn't be going here on streams because I'm supposed to be chilling. If you've got a friend, no, I'm just fucking fed up of being ignored. Mr. Ramu, I'm gonna ask you a question here. You probably came in expecting a chill live stream. I've been pondering on something. If you've got a friend who claims to be so close, but, well, close enough that you added them on Discord, but every single conversation you have to be... This cunt, right, is such a useless fucking cunt. Every conversation you've ever had with them over the course of months, you've had to start first. By the way, this is no one watching this live stream, by the way, don't worry. There's no one in here. There's someone else. So if this useless fucking cunt you've been friends with for months, and every conversation you start with them, every conversation you have with them, you have to start, they never start a conversation, and they really... are such close friends as they claim to be, if you're always having to put in the work. Because I've just decided to ignore this fucker for like about 2 months now and they've not messaged me. I don't know if this fucker's profoundly useless. Just a profoundly useless fucking idiot. Or if they're not as close with me as I initially thought. Anyway, that's what set something up with my mood. I was already dealing with this. So I live streamed for and no one was in here for about an hour. So then I was just kind of in a sour mood tonight. Because I've already got one person ignoring me. I don't know. Maybe I should just end this live stream here, to be honest. I'm supposed to be doing a chill live stream. I'm just fucking whining. I'm just moaning. Now, I'm already fed up of being ignored by people in my life. So I think I just spent the first hour of this live stream with that already bothering me. And then the added irrelevance of my YouTube channel, it's just adding up. I don't know if I should just block this friend. Well, it's so annoying, because there's someone who comments on your posts and likes your posts occasionally and claims to be such a good friend, but no, they've not messaged me, I've not started any conversation with them. So they've just not messaged me for 2 months. And then add to that how irrelevant this YouTube channel is and how much effort, how much I struggle to just do a fucking live stream or upload any videos because it's pointless because I'm irrelevant. I'm just a bit stressed tonight. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have live streamed to begin with. Sounds rather one-sided, to be fair. It's up to you, but they may notice, but hey, I don't care. To be honest, I kind of hope they notice. Because I kind of hope they finally fucking realise how much of a useless cunt they are. And I hope they feel bad. I don't know, I've just deleted most of my Discord friends now. Because I just have to put in the effort with fucking everyone. Bar like 2 or 3 people. I didn't delete this person because I thought, well, we're actually close. I don't think we are so close. To be honest, I don't think I'm charitable enough, though, to some people. I get very... I just get so wound up in my own problems. I don't consider that other people have social anxiety and aren't good at conversing, but at the same time I know for a fact that they talk to other friends on there who they claim to be close with as well, more often than they do with me. So I just think it's not a general problem that they actually struggle that much. It's just, again, someone being useless with me. Anyway, yeah, that explains my foul mood tonight, sorry. Almost quit the live stream. I kinda just wanna block everyone. You know what, no, I should either just end this live stream or shut up and stop complaining. Because this is just sad at this point. It's just gonna be... I don't want this to be a sad, wasted live stream. I don't want this to be a sad, wasted live stream. But, it's gonna be. I'm just... I got all this shit on my mind. I was spacing out doing those ZA Royale battles. I'm gonna see if I can shiny hunt some people. And you know what? Fuck it, I'm just gonna block that person. It's weird though that you said like nobody was here for the first 59 minutes. I'm guessing it didn't register me when I was here, OMFG. I was from the start. I don't know. It just said 0 concurrent viewers. I know it sounds ridiculous, like, I don't want to be that person who whines, oh, no one's coming into the stream. But, no, sorry, I'm only talking about this because I just want to explain why I'm in such a foul mood, because I was like... fucking calling that NPC retarded like 3 times and shouting. So I didn't want to like bring this up to be like, oh, everyone's ignoring me. My channel's irrelevant and no one messages me. I just wanted to put into some perspective why I'm in such a mood tonight, so... Sorry if it sounds like I'm bitching and moaning about being ignored all the time lately. That's not what I intended to do. Evie, they won't stay in the ball. I can't catch an Eevee because they genuinely won't stay in the ball. Alright. I don't know, YouTube's ass, to be honest. Anyway, I'm just gonna shut up and quit complaining now, or I'm not gonna have a live stream. Nah, I don't think it sounds like that. I get it completely. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, like, if I just get angry out of nowhere, like, really unnecessarily angry over, like, fucking jack shit in a live stream, then I'll explain to you guys why I'm getting like that. I didn't mean to. I wouldn't have otherwise gone on a rant. Fucking get in the ball, prick. Yeah, anyway, there's social anxiety, but if they speak to others but won't to you, yeah, you're putting all the effort in and no reward. Yeah, genuinely, I have 3 friends on Discord. Not to make, like, this live stream any sadder than it's already been. I have 3 friends on Discord that, like, actually ever bother to message me. So I deleted most of them, except for this one person, but I'm thinking about just blocking them as well. Why is it with Eevee? I guess they love making Eevee super rare. Like, not only is it fucking really hard to find, it just won't stay in the ball. You just get in the fucking ball. Yeah, anyway, didn't mean to go on a rant, I just thought it'd make more sense to say what's on my mind, because I just fucking lashed out while playing ZA Royale. Come on, you fucking get in the ball now. This is pissing me off. Oh, it's just fucking... I don't know, it's hard to block someone that you've been, like, a mutual with for, like, a couple of years now, and considered a good friend. I'm just sick and tired of putting effort in with people, though. If they're not gonna return that same energy, I feel like that's half of my friendships, half of my mutuals. I don't know, it's hard to... I don't really want to block someone who I'm on good terms with. I have been considering it lately, though. They made Eevee rare, that's just so weird. You would think that's like a normal Pokemon OMG, and you can speak your mind, it's your stream after all. Yeah, I know it's my stream, but they're usually chill. I just don't want to, like, depress people with my fucking thoughts. I usually try to keep that to social media posts instead of, like, going off on one about what's been bothering me on live streams. Eevee, I think, is always, well, not always, maybe, but for the longest time has been quite a rare Pokemon. Because, yeah, it's a normal type, but it's special, isn't it? You can evolve it into, like, 8 different types of Eevee evolutions, so they love making this fucker really rare. Because it's like, people love the evolutions. And they know people love the evolutions, and they know people love the evolutions. So not only do they make this fucker really rare, but they also make it really hard for it to fucking stay in the ball. There we go, gotcha. Did I get rid of my other Eevees I caught? No, I've got a female Eevee here, which is very rare because it's only like about 15% of Eevees that are... Oh yeah, there we go, I've got my Flareon, Vaporeon, Glaceons in the party. I want to try and get every evolution. Actually, I'm gonna put one of these Eevees in my party because I want to evolve it into Sylveon. But yeah, it's been the same for a while, I think, in Legends Arceus. Actually no, in Legends Arceus, you could pretty easily get an Eevee in the first area. But it's the same with, like, they almost never put evolutions in the overworld either, and only Eevees. Yeah, finally! Are all the evolutions in this game? Yeah, all of them are in the game. But you can only find Eevee in the overworld, so that's the same with... Like, They like to make the evolutions like super like collector's edition, right? So like you'll never find one in the overworld. You can't in this game. You can't in Legends Arceus. You could in Sword and Shield, but only in one location, and you were guaranteed to get an evolution in that location every single time. But yeah, they were somewhat common in Legends Arceus. They've made them a bit rarer in this game now, though. You only occasionally stumble across them. And obviously you never see any evolutions in the overworld. But that's the same in Legends Arceus as well. No evolutions in the overworld. If you want one, you gotta put in the work yourself. I can't remember. I know Sword and Shield had one location with a guaranteed evolution spawn, and then prior to Sword and Shield, I can't remember if you could actually ever find evolutions in the wild. I feel like you might have been able to in Sun and Moon. That's actually a question I'm gonna have to ask. I'm curious about that. Pokemon games where you can find evolutions in the wild. I'm pretty sure that like you can find evolutions in Pokemon Legends that they're not in the wild, though. I did not know that about Sword and Shield. I thought they wouldn't be in any overworld, to be honest. I don't remember any of them being in the wild, but I also didn't play a lot of Sun and Moon. I don't think that you can find them in the wild in Sun and Moon either, actually. I don't think any Pokemon games. Are the evolutions the only Pokemon? I've never really given it much thought until this conversation, but are the evolutions the only Pokemon evolutions that you're never able to find in the overworld? Like, even the trade evolutions that you'd usually only get from trading its pre-evolution, they're available in the wild later on in this game. Right, several Pokemon games let you catch evolutions in the wild, especially Pokemon Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet. No, the new it says Legends ZA does, but it doesn't. Oh yeah, I didn't play Scarlet and Violet. I did actually see a video earlier. How did I forget so quick? I saw a video earlier of someone being fucking swarmed by Sylveons in the wild. So yeah, you can clearly encounter evolutions in the wild in Scarlet and Violet. And Sword and Shield, but I think those are the only games where you can encounter them in the wild. I think it might also be the only Pokemon that they consistently don't make available in the wild. Right, wait, I'm gonna have to give this fucker some actual useful moves. Evolve it into Sylveon. Glaceon's obviously my favourite Pokemon of all time. Yeah, it's a good acronym for the evolutions. Glaceon's obviously my favourite Pokemon of all time, as you can see from my channel profile picture. I do really like Sylveon though. I'll just like make this thing fucking. I'm just gonna fucking force this thing to scran like 15 rare candies. I'm getting so mixed up because I keep talking about wild Pokemon. I also see you have an Absol, which is genuinely peak. Oh yeah, Absol has fucking aura. One of my favourite Pokemon. And Mega Absol is, I think, my favourite Mega Evolution. Mega Absol is actually my third favourite Pokemon after Glaceon and Giratina. Yeah, let's Mega Evolve him now. fucking beautiful. Because, like, Mega Absol looks genuinely, like, angelic and demonic at the same time. Because, like, it's got all these wings and stuff, but then it gets more horns. What a fucking peak Mega Evolution. Like, I'm over leveled now. I can easily take this fucker down straight away. Yeah, Absol is a goated Pokemon. I didn't want to run one initially, because I've already ran an Absol in Sun and Moon. But after the first Rogue Mega Evolution battle, when you defeat the Rogue Mega Absol, and it joins your team, that's the only Rogue Mega to ever join your team. Like, that ever gets that attached to you, that it joins your team. So I think I just got attached back to it. So I kept it in the team. Also, though, because I just really wanted to use Mega Absol for once, I do not like... This game handles Mega Evolution way better than X and Y did, because I don't know if you remember how X and Y handled Mega Evolution. I didn't even remember myself, but I looked it up the other day because I was curious. So, in X and Y, there were only 28 Mega Evolutions. But which was fine. 28 Mega Evolutions was a decent number. It was like they were giving them to the, the favourite Pokemon, Absol, Charizard, Lucario, the really good ones, the classics. They, like, largely ones from Generation 1 as well, because there's a lot of Gen 1 bias and nostalgia. So it's fine, they just gave a few Mega Evolutions to the most elite Pokemon at first, when they first brought Mega Evolution in. And that wasn't the problem, 28 Mega Pokemon. The problem with X and Y, the way they handle Mega Evolution though, is that most of the Mega Stones weren't available until the post-game. So the only Mega Evolutions I ever got in X and Y were Mega Lucario and Mega Charizard, and that's because you're guaranteed to get a Mega Lucario because you're gifted one. And then you're guaranteed to either get a Mega Charizard, Blastoise, or Venusaur, because you get one of the Gen 1 starters. There were a few other Pokemon that you could find their Mega Stone before the game finished. I believe there were like less than 10 Pokemon, that Mega Pokemon where you could find their Mega Evolution Stone before the end of the game in X and Y. So, like, you could not make a team of Megas realistically in X and Y until after the game was over, until post-game. But then another problem with X and Y is that X and Y was had a shit post-game. There's not much post-game content in X and Y. Literally, most of the post-game content in X and Y, it has one small side story with Emma and Lucca, and Emma's obviously a lot younger in that game. And then most of the X and Y post-game content is just finding the remaining Mega Stones. So, it wouldn't even matter so much that most of the Mega Stones were limited to the post-game, if the post-game actually had more content. But the X and Y post-game, you'll only be playing for 1 or 2 hours tops. So you find the bulk of the Mega Evolutions in X and Y after the game is over and there's like barely anything to do. And that really always bothered me. I think, like I said, it would be fine if they restricted most of the Megas to the end game, if the game had more end game content, but it really doesn't. There's like a battle chateau that you can go to in the south of Kalos, and I thought the south of Kalos would be like really cool. I thought we were gonna get a whole new city. I thought it was gonna be like southern France, like really cool, stylish, fashionable, like I was going to be able to go to new boutiques and get clothes. It's literally just a small, shitty southern France village with, like, a battle royale not battle royale, like a battle chateau, where you can do battles against people, and it's one of the worst, that battle chateau, out of like all the different battle facilities that they've added in Pokemon post games, that was one of the worst battle facilities they've ever added. Because like the battle facility in like Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald post game was known for being fucking amazing, and then the one on the island in Platinum I never did much of, but the whole post game island in Platinum was fucking massive. You had like a volcano area, you had a battle area, you had a resort where you could get your own little fucking mansion and decorate it. X and Y literally just had this one shitty village in the post game with the worst battle facility ever. That was all X and Y had going for it in the post game. Like that one like little 1 hour little arc with Emma, and a shit new village with the worst battle facility possibly in any Pokemon game. Right, I'ma head off as I'm getting sleepy. Good night. Yeah, night, Mr. Ramu. Mr. Ramu probably just got so fucking tired, because I've just been yapping. It's better than me complaining earlier. I'm just very fucking passionate that X and Y, they were good games, but they just had many issues, and how the post game and the Mega Stones were handled is one of them. That's one of the Pokemon issues that I will autistically yap about for like 10 minutes, like I just did, because it really pisses me off. It's a fucking miracle that this game was made, because X and Y just has so little content. So little content. Mega Evolution port game seems kind of backwards. That would make it just kind of worthless, to be honest. Like, what's the point of even having the Mega Evolution if the game is over, OMFG? So it's like the Battle Tower in Pokemon Emerald. It's like the Battle Tower in Pokemon Emerald, but worse. Is even the battle facility in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire from the same generation as X and Y. I don't think it was that good, but I believe it was still worse than the Battle Chateau in X and Y. That's so bad. That's so bad. And just like the post-game in X and Y in general is so bad. That it's one of those things. It set me off. I've just yapped about that for the past 10 minutes now. It's that bad. Right, let's go do some more ZA Royale battles, and I'm going to try not to get annoyed now playing them. It's my least favourite part of the game, but I did overreact a bit before. Now this is like the worst battle gimmick. I wouldn't say facility. This isn't a battle facility. This is terrible though, the ZA Royale battles. It could have been so much better though, because the idea of like, in the day you hunt Pokemon, and you catch Pokemon and talk to friends and like go to the cafe, and in the night you participate in like this elite battle league against people, while this like suave, jazzy nighttime music plays. It had so much potential to be better. But they just made every battle so brain dead easy. Like, I think if they wanted to fix the ZA Royale, it's fine them having so many trainers who only have like 2 or 3 Pokemon. I think they should have had like some bosses though. Some like slightly more important NPCs with like who had more fully realised designs. Not like the promotion match people you fight to rank up, a bit less important than them. I think they would have improved the ZA Royale if they just had a few bosses here and there. It's fine, make most of the battles against like brain dead NPCs who send out 2 to 3 low-level Pokemon. I think they should have put a few people in each ZA Royale zone every night who've like got a bit of clout and standing within the league, who you don't do a promotion match against them at any point, but like occasionally you'll encounter them during the ZA Royale, and they'll like have a bit more of a realised design and personality, but they won't be as important as the proper promotion match leaders like Corbo or Jason, Thor, Canary. Just make them a little bit more important though, like more important side characters sprinkled around in these ZA Royales, and I think they would have felt so much more like elite, like an elite league, instead of just like the most brain-dead easy thing, where you just fight like really stupid people who send out 2 or 3 underleveled Pokemon. I never played X and Y, that's one of the only games I haven't played because I've heard it's an amazing game. It's just sad they didn't like keep it up post-game. Also, I did hear UC saying that the battles were way too simple and easy. Well, yeah, that's pretty much one of the main things that you could put into a compilation that from these live streams. That's like one of the main ongoing things in these live streams is that I shout John Kerry. I throw his Pokeball out and I shout John Kerry. Another one of the main ongoing things is that I simp for almost every character in this game. And another one of the main ongoing things is that I just fucking complain about this ZA Royale almost every live stream. I'm sure people probably get tired of it. I get tired of making the same complaints about this ZA Royale so often. I don't like repeating myself. Again, it's another one of those things, though, that I will autistically yap about my issues with it. I seem like a miserable negative person. I will also autistically yap about my hyperfixations, the things that I love. I know I've been most of my autistic yapping this stream has been complaining. If you get me going on something I like, though, I will also autistically yap about things I'm passionate about. See, they've made some of these battles a bit better now, because some people have actually started Mega Evolving. Like, earlier on, every trainer you faced during these battles, they'd never Mega Evolve for whatever reason. No, I'm fucked. Wait, she's got type advantage, and I've got, like, a pathetic Eevee. I'm just trying to get friendship up with that Eevee. So, like, they have rectified those issues a little bit in the late game by finally making some trainers occasionally Mega Evolve their Pokemon. It's still too easy, though. Their Pokemon are still underleveled, and they still only throw out about 2, 3, 4 Pokemon tops. X and Y, though, speaking of X and Y, were very good games, but they got very mixed reception, because they had great fucking ideas, like Mega Evolution and the new Fairy type. But almost everything X and Y did, or tried to do, it was like half-baked. It was very under-realised and underutilised. Like, X and Y always had the potential to be goated, but they just never fully realised that potential, and a lot of the things were half-baked. Like, it had the least content, it had the worst post-game, it had the worst characters, etc. But, like, Mega Evolution was a genuinely peak Mega Evolution was genuinely a peak sort of feature, and the Fairy type was such a good addition. That's why, like, X and Y, most people these days either seem to love it or hate it. Because, like, people who love it will argue that, like, it added so much amazing stuff. Like, Mega Evolution and Fairy types, and the region itself was beautiful. But it's undeniable that X and Y just squandered its potential so much. This is the one time I'm awake to hear it, but do you think they could just, like, patch it or fix it? Do you think this is something that the game can't fix it? I think had they were gonna release a third version, Pokemon Z. I think that would have fixed some of the issues with Pokemon X and Y. But obviously they never released that because they had two teams working on Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire and Sun and Moon at the same time. So Pokemon Z was never kind of a thing. So this ended up being made in the end to kind of make up for that, you know, the lack of Pokemon Z. I think if there was a Pokemon Z, though, then the Gen 6 Kalos games wouldn't be, like, so underperforming their potential. How you doing, Alex? I was just talking, I've just got... So, Rain's just got me on a rant about how, I'm glad Pokemon Z didn't happen, because we got this instead. We likely wouldn't have got Legend ZA if Pokemon Z happened. And Pokemon ZA is fucking peak. So I'm glad X and Y never got a, like, definitive edition. I've just been saying to Rain, like, how mixed the reception is on X and Y, though, because, like, X and Y objectively had so many good ideas and added so many cool new things, but it, like, underutilized them and it didn't fully realise a lot of its potential of the new things it added, and it was just so sorely lacking in content. I think a Pokemon Z would have fixed that, but like I said, I'm glad that we had to wait like 12 years and get this game instead. Because the Legends series was honestly the best thing that could have happened to this game. Yeah, last time you were here, I was battling Jason. To get you up to speed, I went to the old team. So I found out who Grisham is. It's like, I guess, he's the guy at the coffee shop. He's a former Team Flare grunt. I kind of guessed it would be him, who'd be the guy I have to do the A-rank battle against. So I went through the abandoned... Where I left off last live stream, I went through the abandoned Team Flare base and, like, uncovered all of the old lore about what happened with Team Flare, since those 5 years ago. Honestly, that was the best fucking part of the game. Because I didn't expect them to cover so much of Team Flare. I only thought they were going to cover Lysandre. So, like, people said this game improved Lysandre as a character. I didn't think it was going to improve Team Flare as a team as well. That part of the game that I last left off on, going in the abandoned Team Flare base, was the best part of the game by far, because, like, not only was the atmosphere and the music just fucking on point, peak, it was so cool and unsettling. And they had those, obviously, like, the puzzles with the warp panels again, which was super fun. And, like, uncovering all that team lore, all that lore on Team Flare. Yeah, because, like, you got answers to Lysandre, and I knew they were going to give us some more answers to what Lysandre was doing over those 5 years and, like, what's happened to him. I didn't think they were going to, like, bring Team Flare back, though, and, like, tell you about what had happened with Team Flare over the past 5 years. Team Flare I used to think was one of the worst criminal organisations in Pokémon, but ZA really did improve on them. Yeah, well, the Pokémon... Finding out what was happening with the new, like, Team Flare Nouveau that have been operating in the 5 years since Team Flare sort of, like, fell off. I did not expect them to add that, so, like, it was a really pleasant surprise. I really only thought they'd develop Lysandre and, like, explain what was going on with him. But I'd never expected to go back to the old Team Flare base. That was, like, fucking peak Pokemon, though. It was so cool. Genuinely. Like, it's a shame you missed that, because I was, that was, like, the highlight of my last stream. Going to the old abandoned Team Flare base. The fucking atmosphere there. Perfect. Like, they definitely, in retrospect, made both Lysandre and Team Flare way better than they used to. And by the way, I always used to like Lysandre, right? I thought Lysandre was like a... I always thought he was quite a good character, because, like, he had a good design. And he had an iconic battle theme, and, like, he'd just go on the most unhinged fucking Thanos-style monologues. Like, one of the first things that happens in X and Y not long after you get your first Pokemon, is that, like, you walk into a cafe with Diantha and Lysandre's just, like, chilling, talking to Diantha. Diantha fucks off out of the room. The second she fucks off out of the room, Lysandre goes on some, like, fucking Thanos monologue about how ugly and disgusting the world is, and that he needs to, like, make the world beautiful again. Like, unironically, he was one of the most hilarious Pokemon characters. Like, before he's about to set off a nuke France, he literally, like, fucking Skype calls you to inform you that he's about to do it. Like, you know that meme where from, you know the meme with, you know the scene from Sonic Adventure 2, where Eggman, before he blows up the moon, he fucking puts himself on a big screen in Times Square or whatever to inform everyone of in his plans to blow up the moon. And then it got memed into, like, him saying that Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker. Shadow the Hedgehog got his cock out and pissed on my wife. That scene with Lysandre now, where he fucking Skype calls you, where he fucking video calls you before nuking France, it just reminds me of the Eggman scene, but specifically it reminds me of the memed version, where Eggman comes up on the screen and says Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker. Like, Lysandre was always a fucking hilarious character. I'm surprised no one has memed that scene where he fucking video calls you and has put, like, the Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker dialogue on it. Someone probably has, actually. This is a direct sequel to Arceus. No, this is a direct sequel to X and Y, the last games that took place in Kalos. I never heard of Team Flare. I gotta play Arceus. Having callbacks to all the Pokemon games is cool though. Yeah, this is a sequel to X and Y. It takes place 5 years after X and Y. Basically, like, covering a lot of what happened after Lysandre failed his plan and, like, Team Flare fell apart. Honestly, it's covered way more of that than I expected. Holy shit, Sonic Adventure 2 callback and Snap Cube dub is so fucking good. That's it, the Snap Cube dub. That scene now where Lysandre video calls you before nuking France, it just reminds me of that Snap Cube dub. The Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker. He got his quilly dick out. He got his quilly hedgehog dick out and pissed on my wife. So now I'm gonna piss on the moon. That Lysandre scene just makes me think of that every fucking time now. And I know, like, haha, that fucking Eggman thing, Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker, has been so overdone at this point in 2025. I know it's so overdone and it's not that funny anymore. It's just really funny to, like... It's just really funny that they basically, like, unironically did that scene with Lysandre in X and Y. Yeah, like how Legends Arceus is a prequel to Diamond and Pearl, Legends ZA is a sequel to X and Y. Yeah, I'd say Arceus is more like it's a prequel to Diamond, Pearl, and especially Platinum. Because the events of Platinum don't actually make sense without Legends Arceus. Legends Arceus is necessary for Diamond and Pearl to happen, but especially for Platinum to happen, for Giratina to have his redemption arc and turn up to save the world. in Platinum. Legends Arceus was very much necessary to that, so you could see it as like a Platinum prequel as well. Because if Giratina never teamed up with Volo in Legends Arceus, he probably wouldn't have had that redemption arc in Platinum. So yeah, I see Legends Arceus as a prequel to Diamond and Pearl, but especially as a prequel to Platinum. Like, you could even make an argument, I've never even thought about it like this, but you could even make an argument that the reason Giratina never turns up in Diamond and Pearl is maybe in the Diamond and Pearl timelines, Giratina just never had his redemption arc from helping Volo and then realising what he'd done wrong. Wouldn't that be an interesting thing if, like, Legends Arceus, the timeline where he helps Volo, realises his wrongdoings and has a redemption arc? Wouldn't it be interesting if that timeline is separate to what leads to Diamond and Pearl? And that's why Giratina doesn't turn up in Diamond and Pearl, because he didn't have his Legends Arceus redemption arc in that timeline. It's a prequel to Diamond, Pearl and Platinum. Honestly, this talk makes me realise that I really need to play some of the older Pokemon games. Yeah, it takes place in Sinnoh, like, about 150 years before Diamond, Pearl and Platinum. I think it's just, like, right at the start of the Meiji era of Japan, right after they colonised the northern region, Hokkaido. Because Sinnoh's basically supposed to be based off of Hokkaido. I don't know if you know this, but the 4 Pokemon regions that are set in Japan, Kanto is like the Tokyo area. Johto is supposed to be like the Kyoto area. Hoenn is like the southern islands of Japan, like Okinawa. And Sinnoh is like the top island of Japan, like the Hokkaido region. So I think Legends Arceus starts around like 1869, right after Hokkaido was absorbed into Japan. So it's basically like right at the end of the feudal era, where Sinnoh is basically made into a part of like Pokémon Japan. That's like the timeline for Legends Arceus. I did hear though that they're currently working on a Pokemon game where you can go through all of Kanto, Johto, Hoenn and Sinnoh. So like basically you can travel all of Japan. I think it's going to be like an open world MMO or something. We haven't really heard much about that though. But that could be very interesting. I'd like to see that, honestly. The thing is, if they add Hoenn, Mega Evolution's gonna have to be there. Because Mega Evolution is obviously core to Hoenn and Kalos. Are they gonna have Mega Evolution carry over to regions like Kanto and Johto and Sinnoh though? I guess they'd have to, right? Because like you'd have to be able to use your Mega Stones still. Like they don't become unusable just because you go to a different region, as far as I know. I guess they'd be fine with putting Mega Evolution in it, even if it means Mega Evolution in like Kanto and Johto and Sinnoh, because fucking Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu had Mega Evolution, and that was in Kanto. So I don't think actually Mega Evolution is really necessarily needs to be restricted to any one region, but it is definitely a Kalos Hoenn thing mainly. Hoenn is literally my favourite, and I had no idea any of them were based on Japan. That's actually so fucking sick. Hoenn's also your favourite region, Alex. Sadly, IGM will give it a 7.8 for having too much water. Yeah, so Hoenn's my second favourite. Specifically Omega Ruby, which is my hot take. Most people prefer Emerald over Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Honestly, I just really loved Omega Ruby though, because like I love the style of the Gen 6 games. The Gen 6 games did the chibi style so good, and like the tropical environments of Hoenn look so much better on the 3DS with like the Gen 6 graphics. Like, complain about Gen 6 as much as you want, but that was a fucking cozy ass generation. Like, they fucking nailed the style for Gen 6 with those like chibis and like the world design. Like, genuinely, Omega Ruby is my favourite version of Hoenn just because of how fucking beautiful it is. Oh, also I'd say because of Zinnia and the Delta episode post-game as well. That made Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire stand out a lot. I think Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are like the perfect remakes because, to me, the perfect remake needs to have like enough faith to the original game while also having some identity of its own to distinguish it, and also like some of its own cool new features. And that's exactly what they did with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Like, they kept it relatively the same, but they gave like some of the best redesigns to characters who really needed them, like the Team Magma and Aqua Grunts. Like, Courtney and Shelly got some of the best redesigns, as well as Archie and Maxie. You know, they gave like redesigns to the protagonists and every gym leader. Every redesign in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is probably like objectively superior to the original designs from Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald. But then not only did they add the redesigns, but they also added Mega Evolution, which was already a very beloved feature from that same generation. And then the Delta episode post-game, that was just fucking peak. Like, that's the best post-game they've ever added to a Pokemon game. Zinnia's peak, her fucking battle theme is peak, her encounter music's peak. They found a way to insert Rayquaza into Ruby and Sapphire and make it make sense and make it work. And at the top of the fucking, I forget, what is the tower called? Is it Spear Pillar? Or is Spear Pillar, am I thinking of the temple at the top of Sinnoh? Either way, that whole battle with Rayquaza at the end just is not the battle with Rayquaza necessarily, but just the content with Zinnia. Going up that tower with her, and like finding out the old ancient Hoenn lore, and then battling her and getting that fucking battle theme. Genuinely the best Pokemon post-game that's ever been done. So like, genuinely in my mind, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are like the pinnacle of remakes done right. I know a lot of people would say, oh, for me that's Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And they were good remakes, but honestly I'm not the biggest fan just because I don't like the Johto region that much in general. The Johto region's a bit bland to me. It's, in many places it's not different enough from Kanto. Obviously most of the Gen 2 Pokemon are locked behind the post-game as well, when you go back to Kanto. It's a very grindy game as well, and I'm not a big fan of the decks, and Johto's a bit of a, like, bar a few cities, like Ekritik City, and a few villages, I'd say most of Johto is a little bit bland, to be honest. Barring a few cities like Ekritik and Goldenrod, it's mostly a bit bland. But honestly, I respect Heart Gold and Soul Silver as being really good remakes. And I think they made really good improvements to Gold and Silver, but ORAS, to me, just did the most to, like, give itself its own unique identity. Because ORAS is almost like its own... Well, ORAS is like its own different universe. because default Hoenn doesn't really have much no, it doesn't have any Mega Evolution, sorry. And I think they've established that the Hoenn that has Mega Evolution in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is actually because it's in a completely different universe altogether, and that basically there's only one version of Hoenn that we know of that has Mega Evolution, and one version we know of that doesn't have it. But then that makes the timelines a bit confusing, because then you wonder, well, what timeline is X and Y and Legend ZA in? Are they in the RS timeline? But then also, which games are in the RS timeline, and which games are not? Or maybe even, maybe X, Y, and Legend ZA are, I think they're both in the RS timeline and in the Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald timeline. Because I think in both of those timelines, Mega Evolution does exist. I just think in one of those timelines it doesn't exist in Hoenn, though. It's a bit fuzzy, the details there, like they made a bit of confusion with Mega Evolution and the separating the universes. I think that is the deal, though, that X and Y and Legend ZA have Mega Evolution. But I think they occur in the same universes. I think they both occur in the same universe as RS, and also the Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald games. I think it's just specifically one universe doesn't have Mega Evolution in Hoenn. But they could have done a little bit of a better job of explaining that. That was, like, my worst complaint. But even then, it's pretty easy to, like, kind of figure out what the deal probably is. Like, I'm assuming it's two different universes. In one of them, Hoenn has Mega Evolution. In one of them, it doesn't. In both of them, Kalos has Mega Evolution. I'm gonna assume that's the deal with the split universes. They didn't ever fully explain that. Maybe they answered it. I know there's fan theories. Playing Gen 2 I still adore. No, I understand why people like Gen 2, to be honest. When I say I'm not a big fan of Gen 2, I don't hate it. Or I dislike it. I think it's overrated, though. I think it's one of the most overrated generations. It's good. Like, I'd give it a solid, like, not 10 out of 10. I'd give Heart Gold, Soul Silver, like, a solid 7.5 out of 10. I don't think it's one of the best remakes ever, like some people say, though. But that's just personal preference. I just think RS did more to, like, sort of give it its own identity, while also still being faithful to the original, because that's the most important thing. Like, I feel like Persona 3 Reload could have been a little bit more faithful to the original Persona 3. I feel like RS has the perfect balance of, like, being faithful to the original and also establishing its own identity, which is just what makes it better for me. Also, I do like Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I do just think most of my problems are just with the Johto region being relatively bland. Like, I know you love Johto, Alex, but you've got to admit Hoenn is an infinitely, like, more interesting, diverse region than Johto. Because even though Hoenn is, like, mostly covered in water, it still has, like, so many different interesting places, because you've got, like, a village that's next to a volcano with hot springs, you've got a fucking village that's in, like, tree houses, you've got a village that's, like, basically just on, like, little, pier boardwalks in the water, like Adabat from Sonic Unleashed. Hoenn is my fave, so of course I prefer it over Johto, haha. Like, in RS as well, they took one of the cities, and they just made it into, like, a city that is incorporated into, like, a shopping mall. Like, that original city in Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald was, like, not very well remembered. But, like, they took a city and they somehow made, like, a mix between a city and a shopping mall in RS and like it actually somehow worked. You'd think it wouldn't work. A city that's like partially a city and partially a shopping mall. But it somehow fucking worked. It was like, just again, like Hoenn just has so many cool cities, and RS just like added even more details to make those cities even cooler. I'm sure you'd rather play Game Boy Gold and Silver over Scarlet and Violet. Oh yeah, easily. My only problem is with Gold and Silver, with the first 2 gens, is that you can't run. So I'd have to like, but that's easily fixed on an emulator if you get a mod to like speed it up. You can basically just like, you still walk, but it's just sped up. You're just speeding the game up. I have to agree with the RS takes, but also does Heart Gold Soul Silver have like the ability to go to Kanto? Yeah, you can go to Kanto in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, just like you could in Gold and Silver. Again, that's one of my problems, is most of the Gen 2 Pokemon are restricted to Kanto. And I was saying actually to Rain earlier, one of my problems with the way X and Y handled Mega Evolution is that most of the Mega Stones were also restricted to the post-game, which I was not a big fan of. Yeah, Gold and Silver don't have the absolute abomination that is Mega Starmie. But yeah, so I have problems with Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and I have problems with X and Y both restricting shit to the post-game, because like, I said I was fine with there being only 28 Mega Evolutions in X and Y. That was fine. They gave it to like special treatment to some of the most elite Pokemon, so it was fine. But the fact that the vast majority of Mega Stones were locked behind the post-game, like the only Mega Pokemon you were guaranteed to get on your game, on your playthrough of X and Y, were a Lucario and a Gen 1 starter, and that's it. And like throughout the duration of the game, there were a few others you could potentially find if you went out of your way to find them. But then they just locked most of them towards the into the post game, which, like I said, wouldn't have been a problem if X and Y's post game wasn't so lacking. But there's not much stuff to do in the post game in X and Y, so like they're making you finally get to find all the Mega Stones, but you're finding all the Mega Stones now finally in the period of the game where there's not much to fucking do. Like you're not really gonna make much good use of those Mega Stones now in the post game period because there's fuck all to do in the XY post game. If you had to point out any major issues in Pokemon ZA, would you say one of them is Mega Starmie existing? Yeah. Yeah, my main issue is, like I said, the ZA Royale being brain dead easy. I think that what they could have done to remedy that, I was saying earlier, is add side bosses every now and then, who have, like, they're not as important as people like Jacinth or Corbo or Canary, but they like, say if they added a few side bosses to the ZA Royale who appeared every few nights, and they had like more developed designs, more developed personalities, more developed teams, they sent out more than like 3 Pokemon, and they had Mega Evolutions earlier. That would have made the ZA Royale feel like a bit more of an elite battle league. But the ZA Royale is just mostly the same brain-dead idiots sending out about 2 or 3 Pokemon. And like, no one in the ZA Royale started even Mega Evolving their Pokemon until I got towards the end. So that's a big issue I have with it. I just really think the ZA Royale, like, it had so much potential. It could have been like this elite secret nighttime club with like some top dogs in it. Like even make it so that like maybe you could like encounter people like Jacinth and Canary every now and then, like in the ZA Royale, before you ever even battle them. like, to just build them up and show that, like, this is an elite league, and yeah, there's elite people here. But, like, you don't see any of those elite people ever battling here. Like, you do promotion matches with them, but they're never anywhere to be fucking seen in these ZA Royale battle zones. Because you can, post-game really went downhill from X and Y for a while, chose not to grind ZA Royale till the DLC, and I'm glad, because you can get the shiny charm through other research missions and more tags to earn for the online. Yeah, pretty much. I think if I did one thing, if I could do one thing to fix the ZA Royale, I'd just make it feel like a bit of a more elite sort of fight club by adding, like, slightly more important side bosses, or like maybe having Jason or Corbo or Canary occasionally appear there before you've even done their promotion match, but not appearing there as like someone to battle, but just like that they're standing there on the sidelines after finishing a battle or something. Like, I think it's better that you don't battle them until their promotion match. So I think they could have teased them in the ZA Royale, but like, you just see them and they have some dialogue, but you can't battle them yet. And you'd be like, oh, that's cool, why is this really interesting character with this cool design here? But you can't battle them. And it sort of would work as like a bit of a teaser. I think if they did that, that one small change would have made the ZA Royale that much better. Because it really just does not feel like an elite league at all. Like, I just do these brain-dead fights. I just fight these same nameless NPC idiots. They just throw out 2 or 3 Pokémon. And then it's done. We're done. It's a day, you know. That's it. And, like, it would be excusable how undeveloped the ZA Royale was if the ZA Royale wasn't a mandatory part of the story. But since the ZA Royale is a mandatory part of the story, it's kind of a bit inexcusable how undeveloped it is. Obviously, the ZA Royale kind of has to be a main part of the story. I don't see any way how you could have added it as a side gimmick without changing the plot, like, quite a lot. So I don't mind it being mandatory, I just wish it was developed a bit more. But yeah, this is probably the last I'm gonna complain, because I think I've said about everything I can about the ZA Royale at this point. You know, most of my complaints before was just that it's brain dead easy and there's not much to it, but I think I've really, like, had time to think and develop my opinions on it. And I actually know now how I'd personally improve it if it was up to me. Like, they should have hired me, right? Fucking hire fans, am I right? Pokemon Company, Game Freak, whatever, hire me for, like, if you're gonna do anything like the ZA Royale again, hire me to help write it. I'll create something better. Would it be better if the, like, low-level grunts were, like, just harder? Like, even if the top elite people weren't there? That would be a little bit better, yeah? Even if it was just low-level grunts, but they were a bit tougher, that would make it better. I think what would make it feel truly like elite, though, is having rare side bosses who only turn up every few nights. And maybe these are like busy people with important lives and important things to do, so they only turn up every few nights to battle. But those few nights when they do turn up to battle, it really spices things up, right? And it makes it feel all the more like this elite sort of thing that you're participating in. I think, right, how many points have I got now? I've not really managed to get many points. I could have probably got enough points in that one night, but I've spent too much time yapping to really... I've spent too much time yapping instead of battling. I could have gotten my points. If I wasn't yapping about how much I hate the ZA Royale, I could have fucking finished it by now. So actually, my weakness when it comes to the ZA Royale, how much I hate it is my weakness. Because it actually keeps me in it for longer the more I complain about it, instead of just battling people. But yeah, genuinely, like, there we go. I guess I finally figured out how I'd improve it. Because I always knew it was too brain dead easy. I didn't know what I'd personally do with it. Well, I've figured it out now. There we go, that's how I'd improve it. Fucking hire writers, Game Freak. Nah, I genuinely don't believe, I'm not one of those people who believes, like, I don't actually believe, like, I'm a better writer than the Pokémon company. Because I never would have thought to add, like, Team Flare Nouveau and the, like, Team Flare Grunts who were, like, hiding in broad daylight and still continuing that work and exploring the abandoned base with them. That was so peak, and that was something I never thought was going to be there. I thought we were just going to explore Lysandre's bullshit, not Team Flare. But they added all that, and they retrospectively improved Team Flare, so... And I didn't think of anything like that. So I think they're clearly better writers than me. I don't think I'm an amazing writer or anything. I just think they really fumbled the bag with the ZA Royale, though. Because, like, in the trailers, you saw it hyped up. Like, you saw these trailers where it made it out to be, like, a Persona sort of thing. Like, oh, yeah, like, you have a double life. In the day, you'll, like, talk with friends and catch Pokemon and go to cafes. And then at night, you'll go to this elite battle league and, like, cool, suave, fucking acid jazz music will play. So, like, it had so much potential to be cool. And they hyped it up a lot. But what we got didn't compare. But honestly, I can't really complain when, like I've said, the ZA Royale is literally the only thing in this game that I have big problems with. Literally the only thing. Like, that's a pretty fucking good game if the only complaints outside of the ZA Royale that I can even think of are nitpicky complaints. The ZA Royale is the only thing that I have genuine complaints for. Everything else is nitpick. Just nitpick complaints. So I'd say this is genuinely... I didn't expect it to overtake Legends Arceus. At first I thought they're both just as good. I would say this is in my top 3 Pokemon games though now. I'd say Platinum is my number 1. Omega Ruby's my number 2, and this is 3rd. Like, genuinely, at this point, the Legends games are better than most of the mainline games. And I think, you know, I can't wait for Legends Gala. Like, people were complaining about Legends Gala. Because it's like, oh, Sword and Shield are boring, they're undeveloped, the lore is so bad, like, oh, the villains are so bad. It's just like, you hear this shit about the Darkest Day happening years ago, and it's gonna come back in like 1 billion years, and fucking Rose wants to do it now. Like, he wants to fucking do eco-terrorism to stop the fucking region from blowing up in like 4 billion years. You know, Chairman Rose is one of those people who you tell him that the sun's gonna explode in like 4 billion years and he starts shitting himself trying to do eco-terrorism. Like, yeah, I get it. Sword and Shield had bad kind of writing, and the history was like a bit vague. It was just like, oh yeah, we had a Darkest Day and some fucking stupid dogs, one with a sword, one with a shield, they came to save us, and that was basically that. And this dickhead wants to stop it from happening in 1 trillion years. Like, yeah, the writing in Sword and Shield was objectively not great. But, like, that's exactly why it should get a Legends game. People are saying, no, don't give it a Legends game. Oh, the writing was so bad. That's why you should give it a fucking Legends game. Because that writing was bad. Like, fucking develop that. Develop the Darkest Day. Develop the dogs. Develop, like, Gala's past, and, like, maybe if you could add add Rose's ancestors and find a way to, like, add lore to his family that made him seem less stupid. Then you could, like, retrospectively even possibly, like, improve fucking Rose as well, Chairman Rose. Would Legends Gala redeem Rose? Not directly. It would have to add some lore to, like, his family line that would make his actions make more sense. It wouldn't directly redeem Rose, because Rose couldn't be in Legends Gala, because from what I understand, Legends Gala is gonna take place, like, 1,000 years before Sword and Shield, right? So Legends Gala is gonna be, like, right in the fucking Middle Ages, like when people didn't even have Pokeballs yet. So I don't think they could directly improve Rose, considering he won't even be around. But if they maybe added some lore to his family line and his ancestors that made his irrational actions make more sense, maybe they could indirectly improve Chairman Rose in some way. But that's exactly why Legends Gala should happen, because Sword and Shield is underdeveloped, and, like, all its history is, really, that we know about, is just this fucking stupid Darkest Day that these two dickhead dogs saved everyone from. And, like, it's not that interesting or, like, riveting. Like, even in X and Y, Kalos' history was more developed with the war 2,000 years ago and the Ultimate Weapon and AZ and everything. If they could add something even, like, half that interesting in Legends Gala, that might, like, retrospectively make the stuff in Sword and Shield more interesting. Like how the shit added to this game made stuff in X and Y more interesting. Because, and all the stuff with AZ and X and Y was already interesting, but then they went and made that even more interesting in this game by explaining the sort of butterfly effect the Ultimate Weapon had, where it set off this thing in the tower and the tower's going berserk. So if they could add some, like, extra content like that in Legends Gala, like, say if Legends Gala explained that, like, yeah, another Darkest Day is not gonna happen for thousands of years, but there might be some other, like, little caveat, like the tower going berserk in this game, that could happen, then it would make Chairman Rose's actions make so much more fucking sense. Like, if they just added some, like, secondary threat or something, or, like, some little fucking extra thing, like the tower in this, that ended up accidentally going berserk from the Ultimate Weapon. If they could figure some way to tie something else into the Darkest Day that might be more of a real, like, threat that could happen sooner, then maybe it could make Rose seem less brain-dead. I mean, Chairman Rose is easily the most brain-dead villain of all time. It's not even that, like, it's largely because of his motivations. It's not even that, like, oh, he was a shitty twist villain. Like, yeah, so what? Lysandre, you could see him coming from a mile away. Same with Lusamine. They're still pretty good villains. Like, you don't need to worry about your villain being a shitty twist. That wasn't his problem. Like, I've got a friend who was, like, who fucking defends this guy for whatever reason. It's like, he wasn't a bad twist villain. Oh, Lysandre and Lusamine were twist villains who weren't handled great. It's like, that's not the problem with Chairman Rose. You know, it's been, like, it's done to stated to death at this point that Chairman Rose's problem was, like, how fucking stupid his motivations were. That is the main problem with him. He also just doesn't have much personality, or at the very least he doesn't show off much of his personality to you. Maybe he just, like, is a reserved guy who doesn't want to let people get to know him, and that's fine. But then his sort of conclusion to his story where he's arrested, that's all dealt with off screen as well, which is just fucking ridiculous. And nothing they could add in Legends Gala would fix that. The fact that his resolution happened off screen. Maybe they could make his motivations seem slightly less brain dead though. But again, Legends, even with the Gala region, with Sword and Shield, even in terms of, not only would a Legends game be good to sort of improve on those weaknesses, like ZA did for X and Y, it'd also just be good to see ancestors of, like, Gala characters. Because so many Galarian characters had, like, really good designs, like Marnie and Nessa and Bia and the Ice-type woman from S.H.I.E.L.D. I can't remember because I never played S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, their ancestors have so much potential to be amazing. Like, those characters have become so well known now that there are people who've not played the new Pokémon games. They still know about characters like Nessa and Marnie because they're that iconic. Like, of course I want to see their ancestors. Wouldn't that just be so cool? I think it would be very fucking cool. You could also write a thesis on Rose and on Rose as an example of bad villain writing. Yeah. To be honest though, those are really the only two massive complaints that you can make about Rose, is that his motivations were fucking stupid and made no sense, and that he was dealt with off screen. So like, there are only two massive things to complain with about Chairman Rose, but they were handled so fucking poorly that those two things, just two things, are like actually a massive deal breaker. Like, people said Lysandre was mid before X and Y. People even had the gall to compare him to Chairman Rose. Lysandre was never a Chairman Rose. Like, Lysandre's motivations always made sense. He wanted to help people. People ended up being shit, and like, no matter how much he helped people, they still carried on being shit. So he became disillusioned and disenfranchised, and instead he decided the best way to actually help people is get rid of most people, so you can help the few who actually deserve it. They can live in a beautiful world. Fuck 90% of people. 90% of people don't deserve it. 99% of people don't deserve it. If you want to help the few deserving people, what you can do is get rid of the pestilence that is humanity. The pestilence of humanity. All the people who make shit hard for the special people. All the people who are ungrateful for everything I've done. We'd be better off without them. That was insane fucking genocidal war criminal motivations. It made way more sense. It made way more sense than anything Chairman Rose ever did or said, though. Like, I don't agree with Lysandre, obviously, because you'd, like, actually have to be fucking Mussolini to agree with Lysandre. He made sense, though. Like, he was basically, like, MCU Thanos before MCU Thanos happened. He was like the original MCU Thanos. But it was like, it was both about, but it was a thing about not only population control, but about, most people aren't deserving of this beautiful world, and they're a hindrance to us, so just, like, get rid of them, make things easier, have our own little small society with, like, talented, worthy individuals who know how to respect my work, and they can make that small society work. Like, it won't function as well as modern society, but it'll at least be more beautiful, and it won't have those same problems that modern society brings. It's sort of like a mix of, like, Thanos and Ted Kaczynski, but with less of a focus on anti-tech and more of a focus on modern society, draining people and, creating people into husks. Like, see, I'm autistic enough that I love Lysandre enough that I was doing that analysis way before. Like, I already made that analysis, like, the moment I met Lysandre, so, like, it didn't take until this game for me to realise Lysandre is a good character. the moment I saw that guy, it was like clear that like some people just don't read deeper into a character. I will say Lysandre is one of those characters where people say he's not deep, but in actuality, it's that people don't read into him that deep. Chairman Rose is a character who is just inherently flawed. It's not that people have bad reading comprehension with Chairman Rose. It's that Chairman Rose just genuinely isn't deep, like, is not deep whatsoever. Lysandre was always deep. People's reading comprehension just wasn't deep. When it comes to Chairman Rose, it's just like, no, there is nothing deep. You could have the best reading comprehension of anyone, and you would be, like, really fucking scrounging to find anything deep about Chairman Rose, or his personality, or anything that he does. Lysandre, it's all there. You just need to put in the work to, like, dig it up a bit. Nessa was such an amazing design. She really was. Again, like I said, Game Freak always cucks so hard with their black characters. And I appreciate it so much, because they don't, like, there's no expectation to with them being a Japanese studio. Like, you see Genshin Impact, for example, the darkest character they'll add usually looks like fucking Latino or something. Like, Pokémon, though, Game Freak add really, really dark-skinned characters who are fucking stunning. Like Jacinth, like Nessa. So yeah, big up Game Freak, big up Pokémon Company, to be honest. But yeah, Rain, if you're gonna get into the newer Pokemon games, I would recommend starting with the 3DS games, specifically X and Y and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And then you could possibly play Legends ZA. I'd also recommend Platinum, because that's kind of a must-play, and it helps you appreciate Legends Arceus more, as well. Ones that I'd say you can kind of skip, I'd say you can skip the Kanto games, because, like, yeah, they're the OGs, but they don't really establish much necessary shit for the future games. So you could definitely skip the Kanto games. The Johto games, most people would tell you not to skip. I honestly think you can skip it if you want, it's up to you. Right, let's see what... Okay, I obtained a rare candy. But yeah, my YouTube seems to be glitching a bit, because when you guys are in the chat, it's still saying 0 concurrent viewers. So I just thought that, like, no one was here for the first hour, because no one was in chat, and it said no one was here. But apparently Rain was here the whole time. Oh lord, don't get me started on Genshin, hello for him. I never got into Genshin Impact. The two main complaints that I hear about Genshin Impact, one is that it's a Breath of the Wild clone, and two is that, like, they hate adding dark-skinned characters, that they'll, like, do a region based off of Africa, and everyone looks like Latin American or something. Right, I'm almost got enough points to fight Grisham now. And then I can finally reach the end game of the story. I can finally say goodbye to this fucking ZA Royale. You won't have to hear me complain about the ZA Royale anymore. There we go, getting jump scared straight away. Yeah, I never got into Genshin Impact, to be honest, but it never really seemed that interesting. I'm gonna be honest, I do not like gacha games. Like, even though I play the Pokemon card game, that's not really a gacha game, though, because you're getting cards rather than... It's still PNG images, but it's not like PNG character images that you're using to battle people or something. Actually, a really bad gacha game that I put way too much money into. Because now the Pokemon trading card game on the phone, on the mobile phone app, isn't really a proper gacha game. One terrible gacha game I put way too much money into was Fire Emblem Heroes, just to get fucking PNG characters. Did I use them to battle people? Or do the story? Did I fuck? Because the battles are shit. The story's shit. All the exclusive characters in that game, who are exclusive to the Heroes, Fire Emblem Heroes story, they have shit designs, and yet they still somehow win Choose Your Legend. Like, every year, when they say, oh, pick 4 characters that you want to get an alt, almost always, like, fucking loads of people all of a sudden come out of nowhere, out of the woodwork, to nominate these shittily designed story exclusive characters, when usually I can go all year and I never see anyone doing like art for these characters or talking about how much they love them. But then these shitty characters somehow always manage to win Choose Your Legends at least every year. So the exclusive characters are shit, the story's shit, the combat's shit. Quite frankly, it's all shit, but I sank way too much money into that. And I kind of just decided after I played Fire Emblem Heroes, never again. I'm not going to do it again. It's not worth it. Like, I get these characters, what do? Occasionally I bond them with each other to get like a little romance. It's not a proper romance, you just reach rank S and it says that like they're really close now, but they don't have like actual dialogue with each other or supports or fucking social links. So, and the combat is just brain dead. You can only move a character like 3 tiles forward. The moves are not varied, obviously, because it's all shitty 2D Paper Mario looking sprites. There isn't like cool move animations or anything. It's not satisfying because you're just moving little PNGs like 3 tiles across and just repeating the same fucking moves again and again. Like, fuck that game. I want my money back. I wasted so much money just for hot PNG anime waifus, and to be honest, actually, I don't deserve my money back. It's my fault. I was just a fucking idiot who should have used my money more wisely. But honestly, just don't get me started on gacha games. You know, I only played that because I like Fire Emblem to begin with. Most gacha games are something original, so I don't play them because it's something new. I only played it because it was based off of a franchise I liked. Played it, got loads of PNGs of hot women. Thought, why the fuck am I wasting money on this? All I'm doing is wasting money for PNGs. I can look at art. I'm not even using these PNGs for battles. And when I do, the battles are not fun. So yeah, fuck that game. And I'm not gonna get into Persona 5, the Persona 5 X either. Cause that looks shit. The protagonist is basically a fucking Aldi version of Joker, and that's got like very mixed reviews because of the way it's been handled. So I'm never going back to a gacha game fucking ever again, even if it's a game I like Persona. I'm not playing the Persona 5 gacha. It can get fucked, and I've not heard great things about it either. At least that had the effort. At least that put in the effort though to like add social links with the returning characters. Like, even in Fire Emblem Heroes, you can't do anything that deep, like proper social links. I guess because there's like thousands of characters, it would be a bit difficult. But I'm not saying you need to have like every character have social links with every fucking character. Like, the most they do is some, like, little cute events, occasionally, where you can see the PNG for each character, like, moving around and, like, you know, going to a restaurant together or celebrating a Christmas thing together. That's about as deep as it is, though. And that's all I ever fucking did with those dumbass PNGs. So, yeah, gachas are a waste of money. Don't waste your money, don't waste your time, don't waste your life on them. Anyway, I'm gonna finally fucking fight this dickhead who's just been sat here. This dickhead's just been sat here listening to some blue-haired liberal complain about gachas. And now I've just ran in here and fucking ice-beamed him. I've got so much things to read in the chat, because you just set me off on something that I want to complain about, and I will complain about it for fucking 20 minutes. Both of those complaints are like entirely accurate. I didn't get into Fire Emblem Heroes because I actually thought it was boring, OMFG. It is fucking boring. And anyone who tells you it's not boring, or like the story is worth a shit, is fucking lying, because I played like the first volume of the story, and the conflict is like the most basic fucking kids game conflict, and all of the characters you meet are just so one-dimensional. It's not worth it. The gameplay's one-dimensional, the characters are one-dimensional. It's the most cookie-cutter, like, fucking Marvel Kids movie conflict. Just don't fucking waste your time or money on any gacha. Like, I've never seen I've never seen a gacha that has, like, truly amazing writing. That game genre should just go fucking extinct. Like, honestly, I hope these fucking corporations just lose all their money. But they're not going to, because there's idiots who just, like, will see their anime waifu get made into a PNG, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, I've got to get that so I can, like, play the shit game with this PNG of my favourite waifu. And then convince myself that it's peak, because, like, they put my waifu in a fucking bunny costume or something. It's like, just commission them. Commission your fucking favourite character in an outfit. Literally, all the joy from Fire Emblem Heroes is the alts that they do. Seeing those fucking PNGs. That's something you could just commission, instead of, like, trying to fucking pull that character for God knows how many tries. Just fucking commission a PNG instead. Just fuck Fire Emblem Heroes, I hate it. Like, I'm not ever spending money on it again. Occasionally I'll load it up if someone I really like gets an alt, and I'll try and pull it. But, like, if I don't get it, I'm not gonna, like, put money in to try and get it. The only gacha I played, Uma Musume, and I've never spent a single cent on it, thank God. OMFG, but yeah, gachas are super predatory like that. They are super predatory, but the thing is, even though they've got nothing going for them, and are, like, objectively kind of shit, they're still gonna fucking make bank off of people anyway, because it's like, you think about the Disney movies, the Disney live-action remake slop, it's terrible, and it's low effort, and no one's asking for all these extra fucking live-action remakes. They still make bank, though. Why do they make bank? It's because every fucking year, mums and dads, parents, take their stupid snot-nosed little kids to see these movies, and because kids don't have standards, they think it's the best thing ever. So it's just money from people's parents. In this case, it's similar to that, but in this case, it's not kids. It's adults with too much money who are, like, too obsessed with these characters and these fucking PNGs of their waifus. Like, occasionally, I guess, in some gachas, you get an actual character model rather than a PNG. You know, if you're playing Pokémon Heroes, you're just gonna get a PNG. At least some of them, you get an actual fucking model that you can, like, move around in the overworld and properly play as. But even then, it's just so pointless. It's just so pointless. I really hate gachas with a burning passion. And it took me a while to learn why they're so hated, because I genuinely was one of those idiots who fell for it. I was just like, oh yeah, look, they put my favourite character in a bunny costume in Fire Emblem Heroes. Isn't that so peak? No, it's not peak. Just fucking commission something. I've not, like, put a mortgage into Fire Emblem Heroes or anything like that. Like, I've not spent thousands of pounds on it. I spent too much money on it, though. More than I ever should have spent on it. And, like, Persona 5X doesn't look much better either. People are saying that, like, the way you get the hero summons or whatever is bullshit. The gameplay, the writing is terrible. Like, the first villain in Persona 5X is, like, you know, in Persona 5 you had, like, iconic villains like Shido, who was a fascist, who was, like, abusing his adoptive son, Akechi, to, like, take out his political rivals and opponents and stuff. And, like, yeah, sure, he was one of the final villains. Even early on, though, you had people like Kamoshida, who were just disgusting, but, like, a real representation of, like, real-world people who get into the school system to abuse kids and have way too much power, and they use that power imbalance. Like, Kamoshida, the first villain of Persona 5, is like, he makes everyone feel icky, but for the right reasons, because he feels like such a real character. It's a real world thing. The first villain in Persona 5X, the fucking gacha, is just this guy who really likes shoving people onto fucking train tracks on the subway. Like, you can't make this shit up. That is the first villain that you were introduced to. A guy who really likes slamming into people and shoving them onto the fucking subway train tracks. And from what I understand, they changed the writers after the first couple of chapters and it got a bit better. But it doesn't matter, like, it doesn't matter if it got better. Persona 5 started off with something as iconic and creepy and unsettling as Kamoshida. It started off strong. This game, it's just, first impressions are important, and they wasted it on, quite frankly, what would be like a meme villain that you'd take care of in mementos in Persona 5. Like, it doesn't matter if they fixed the writing, they already fumbled the bag so hard and failed to make any good first impressions. It's really just people who love gambling, I think. I haven't seen the Persona 5 game, to be honest. I heard it was gacha and was like, ooh, Persona, gacha, what do you even pull? Yeah, I took a long time to learn my lesson because, like, it is sort of a gambling addiction. Like, I don't do proper fucking adult gambling, but I do gambling in, like, the form of Pokémon cards, right? Because of that dopamine hit that you get when you pull a good card. And it's like, I've spent way too much on Pokémon cards. At least I can get something, though, that, like, I can put in a little frame and maybe put on my shelf. And, like, it's got a nice holographic print. And I can put it in a binder. It's better than getting a fucking PNG of a character on a phone app. Mind you, a phone app that is live service, and that service is gonna be ended one day. So one day you're gonna lose all of those pointless fucking PNGs anyway. It really is just gambling. It's the dopamine hit. It's these... They take advantage of the fact that people will, like, have dopamine hits from, you know, these like, lucky pulls, because it feels good, and you feel like you've achieved something, but you've achieved fuck all, ultimately. You've not achieved anything. It's just... Yeah, I mean, I know it's done to death complaining about gachas. I know it's done to death. Everyone complains about gachas. It's not a very unique or brave stance. The reason why it's not a very unique or brave stance is because it's just obvious. It's just obvious to anyone who's not a fucking sucker that they suck. It's obvious that it's basically like an intricate scam. That's why it's not a very brave or interesting take for me to say any of this. It's obvious. You know this. If you're not an idiot, you should know all of this. But honestly, I'm not really adding anything to the debate here. I'm not really adding anything unique. I just want to say how much I fucking hate them, though, because, like, I don't forgive. I can never forgive these games. I can never forgive games that are just, like, that are just, like, exist to be a scam. Like, I'm not gonna say people are evil for making profit and wanting to make money, that's fine. Like, I think all of the best games are always made from like a 50-50 distribution of profit and passion. If you're not making a game out of passion, it's gonna be shit. If you're not making a game for profit, you might be less passionate about it as well, and it might also be more shit because you've not got the resources for it. The ideal game needs to have a mix of profit and passion in it. This is why I don't like indie games, because it's all just passion projects that are kind of don't have many features and are overly simplistic, and like sometimes they've got good writing, but sometimes it's like the writing's really all they've got going for them. I feel like indie games and gacha games are like two opposite ends of the spectrum. Indie games are what you get when there's only passion, and gacha games are what you get when there's only profit, right? Like, you need a good balance of both. I think even most gacha players, yeah, and to be honest, I should give them a bit more credit, because I say that like they're too stupid to realise that they're being taken for fools. I think even a lot of them realise, but they just don't care. And like, fair enough if you play them occasionally and don't sink money into it. But there are many people who do. How do you think they keep these games running? It's because people buy these subscriptions and they pay money to pack these things. If they were completely free to download, and also had no microtransactions, or people weren't buying the transactions, they wouldn't last. So like, yeah, it's fine if you want to play the game for free every now and then, that's fine, but there's loads of people, way more people than you realise, who are paying. Like, you think it's a small minority? No, they get fucking bank, or they wouldn't be keeping these live service games going for so long. But like, yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just, and I'm not a big fan of most indie games, but I respect, like, sorry to just shit on indie games. I think adding to it a bit, I think indie games are a bit overrated, because people think that they're like the beacon of hope in the industry, that like they're the best thing because they're the only ones not being made by the big greedy corporations, and that's why they're the best games. Indie games, like, I respect them for that, and I respect that they can be very competently written, and I like some of them, like Celeste. Yeah, you just brought up Celeste. I like Celeste a lot. I think that was a great indie game. I don't care to try Hollow Knight or whatever. I mean, maybe it sounds a bit too, like, modern elitist to be like, oh yeah, I've got to have a 3D game, I've got to have a game loaded with features, I can't have just a simple 2D side-scroller with relying on the writing to carry it instead of the gameplay. Maybe that sounds like something a modern, like, kid player would say, and I understand that. I don't respect those games any less, though, for lacking in those areas, because I know they're not supposed to be abundant in every area. Like, the beacon of the gaming industry, to me, are RPGs and JRPGs that are not like AAA games, that have got a decent budget behind them, but they're not like massive AAA corporate stuff. Things like Fire Emblem or whatever, that are like quite big, got quite a big budget behind them, but they're not massive, you know, trillionaire corporate shit. Even Pokémon is a bit like corporate slop at times, but they do put genuine fucking effort and love into these new games, and they're abundant with so many features. So I'd say those are the best kinds of games in the gaming industry, but even then I can respect indie games, because for what they lack in features, they often, like, include in writing, or, like, you know, just how unique they are. There's nothing about any gacha, really, or most gachas, that can command any fucking respect from me. Like, there's a difference between something not personally being your thing and you just fucking hating the thing, right? I'd say indie games are not personally my thing. Occasionally I like some of them, I liked Celeste, I liked Icy as well. Again, these games can't be loaded with abundant, unique features and content, but Icy and Celeste were good for their unique spins and their unique content. So I don't enjoy the genre the most, but they do things I can respect. Gacha may be the only genre where it does nothing that I can respect. It just scams people. You're singing to the choir here because I'm the exact same way. I just don't feel like a lot of indie games don't appeal to me. Hollow Knight being one of them, actually. The thing is, Hollow Knight doesn't appeal to me, and it's not my kind of thing, because I like a big open game with lots of features and content and character customization, and writing is great if it's got good writing or interesting themes. That can't usually carry a game alone for me. But that's fine, I just accept that it's not my thing, and I move on. And there are so many genres I don't like. Horror I don't like as a genre. But I realise it has good things going for it. It has good themes, it's able to unsettle people. It's able to evoke feelings out of people and do creepy, unique shit. The only probably genre that I can't find anything to respect about it is gachas, and maybe sports games as well, but even then, I'd say there's extreme sports games like Tony Hawk Pro Skater or Burnout, where I can have something that I can respect about them. Even like the shit, stupid sports games like FIFA, I can at least comment, I can at least say, well, okay, it's got an addictive gameplay loop. What fucking addictive gameplay loop does Fire Emblem Heroes have? It doesn't. Like, even my least charitable genre, the sports game genre, like slop like FIFA, I can say, well, look, sure, it's got an addictive formula to it, and people like sports, they know how to use that. You can do it, sports in your own home, without having to be athletic. You can be a fat, useless piece of shit, and you can score goals. The sports genre is one of my least favourites. I can still think of things to say about that I like. Gachas can go burn in the deepest fucking pit of hell. So, but the thing is, I've just been on so many autistic rants tonight, like, This live stream has just been so disjointed, because I've been just like, 90% of this has just been me ranting about various different things while I'm running around aimlessly. Like, I'm just running around, and the running around is just like the side content at this point. The gameplay's supposed to be the main content. Me running around in the world has just become the side content at this point. Instead, the gameplay's not even the main content now in the stream. I've just gone on so many rants tonight. Like, there we go, people have seen a new side of me in this live stream. You get me going on one thing that I feel passionate about, and I'll barely pay attention to the game. Sports games used to be good, everything now is just the same game with updated graphics, to be honest. Yeah, it does feel like that. I don't know, even though FIFA is like the same shit every year, and it doesn't deserve any money or popularity, I can at least say, well, they managed to figure out how to, they took something that not everyone's good at in real life, and they made it accessible. Whether because you're a lazy fat shit or you're disabled, like, it's been a bit too uncharitable. You might just be disabled and you can't do sports. There we go. FIFA is, even that has something. I fucking hate FIFA, and I hate the normie idiots, the young men who just buy it every year. I think they're still getting conned less than the average gacha player. So if there's one gameplay genre, if there was one game genre I would just fucking Thanos snap, it would be gachas. The passionate hatred is so real, though. Yeah, I mean, sorry if I've just been... I apologise that this live stream's not really had much structure other than me ranting. I just really... As you can see, I am the master of fucking hyperfixations. And not just positive hyperfixations as well. I have negative hyperfixations. You know, things that I can complain about for hours. I can write essays about things I love and things I hate. Maybe I could just, like, the one good thing that's come from this live stream is that I have a fuckload of clips to put into a video. I can just make a video about why I hate gachas. I can make a video about, like, my problems with the ZA Royale now. At the very least, me ranting so much. That's one plus. It just means I can make so many fucking videos. I'll probably look through this live stream and cut out a load of my rants and just make them into, like, shorter video content. I think I'm almost done now, with the... Oh, for fuck's sake, so why even bother with this if I can't climb up this roof? The passionate hatred is very real. I just, like... Talk about gachas to me and you can get me going for like 30 minutes. If you talk to me about something I love though, you can get me going for 30 minutes. You know, hopefully the next live stream will be a bit more balanced and it's not just me complaining. By the way, I'm not aimlessly wandering around. It may seem like I'm just aimlessly wandering around. I mean, I kind of am, but I'm also looking for shinies. If I can find any shinies, then that's like a bonus. I mean, I'm kind of just largely aimlessly wandering around. But if I can find a shiny, then that'll be good too. Oh god, this live stream tonight has just had no fucking structure. No fucking structure whatsoever. It started off with me depressed and ranting, because like my friends are ignoring me and my channel's irrelevant. And then it ended up me just like switching subjects every 30 minutes to a new thing to rant about. Oh, I'm glad I managed to make the stream work in the end, because, like, the first hour or so of the stream, there was just fuck all happening. No one was in the stream, so I didn't really want to talk, because I was just talking to myself. So I was just thinking, should I quit? Call it a night. And then I think Mr. Ramu came in and they got me set off on something. And then you and Alex joined the chat. And I just, ever since then it all went, I would say, somehow uphill from the start of the stream. This is somehow, even with so little structure, it's still been an upgrade. You don't have to apologise about that though, I found it very real and honestly funny. Also, what's the rate of shinies in this game? I feel like I see a lot of people getting shinies in this game. It's 1 in 4,000, I believe, so before Gen 6, I think, it used to be 1 in 8,000. Now it's 1 in 4,000. More specifically, something like 4,096. Oh, look, another Eevee. About 4,096, just over 4,000 basically. I want to see if I can, I'm making it a lot harder for myself. Wow, can't call it the first time. I thought I'd been making it a lot harder for myself, trying to catch that in the classic Pokeball. I do just prefer to catch them in the classic Pokeballs though, because they just hit different. I prefer to have my whole team in the classic Pokeballs. The only one who's in different ball is Lopunny, and that's because she was a trade one. Some guy just dropped into one of my streams and gave me like fucking 5 of his shinies. Because apparently he had like full boxes worth of shinies. Like, I mean, like, we're talking like, he had like 60 shiny Amphiroses or something. That was how many shinies he had. I've not managed to find a shiny tonight. I did find like two in one night, and they were both shit. So I was a bit sad. But then the other night I managed to find a shiny Fletchling, which sort of made up for it, because I like Fletchling. It's a cute little bird Pokemon. I like cute little birds. I prefer to keep the female Eevees because over the male ones, because female Eevees are rare. Like, it's already rare enough getting a female Eevee. Getting an Eevee. If you get a female Eevee, though, that's quite impressive. Honestly, the biggest flex is getting a shiny female Eevee. Or a shiny female starter. Because female starters are also equally as rare. Oh, hold on, I need to put one on my team to evolve into a Leafeon. And then I'm gonna get rid of it instantly. Like, I find it so funny when I just pick up a Pokemon just to evolve it. And then I evolve it. And then I instantly release it into the wild. Like, I just scooped up this Pokemon, changed its whole body and its life, and then just fucking said fuck off back into the wild now. I've picked you up, I've changed your form and your personality, and now I'm just gonna fucking throw you out to fuck off back to the wild. Hopefully this Eevee is easy to get, OMFG, but I also joined the chat because I was just like, whoa, I'm here, you're not talking to nobody. I joined immediately when I saw you go live, didn't want you. Also, just someone joining your chat and giving you shinies, that's actually insane. 2 people have now, but what I've realised is that people are very kind. There seems to be a few people who'll just drop into your live stream and say, do you want a shiny? And they'll give it to you. And they don't expect anything in return. Like, you know, these are the true egalitarians of society. The people who just drop into your live stream and give you shinies for nothing in return. If they were around 2,000 years ago, they would have been like the disciples of Jesus. They're what Christianity actually preaches. Like, yeah, give people free shinies. Honestly, I'm gonna release Leafeon. I think it's very overrated. I liked Leafeon a lot more earlier on. I've come to like it a lot less now. I think because it debuted in Gen 4, and Gen 4 just has so many amazing banger Pokemon. Leafeon would, like, if it debuted in any other game and it didn't debut next to Glaceon, maybe I'd prefer it. But since it debuted in my favourite generation, alongside my favourite evolution, that makes it kind of mid. That makes it kind of mid to me. I've noticed also the battle zone is kept that usually it changes location every night. It's been in the same exact place though, the past few nights. I don't know why they're not moving it. Like, genuinely, if Jesus was around in this day and age, like, I don't think he'd be spending much time giving away free shinies in Pokemon. I think he'd be, like, a humanitarian first and foremost, going to war zones, like going to Gaza and going to Ukraine. I reckon in his spare time, though, he'd hop on Legend ZA and just, like, look for people live streaming and just ask them if they wanted some free shinies. Challengers ticket obtained. There we go. It's nice to hear that Hoenn is your favourite, though, Rain, because, Hoenn is my second favourite region. And Hoenn just has a lot of goddamn really good Pokemon. And like, I've got 2 Hoenn Pokemon on my team. I do kind of regret that I never put any Kalos Pokemon on my team, because if I'm playing in a certain region, usually I like to put Pokemon from that region on my team. I've not put any Kalos Pokemon on my team this time. But this whole team, I like it because again, I didn't plan it, so it just ended up being a pleasant surprise. I'd like not planning my teams, and then just getting something that's a pleasant surprise. Didn't want you to think nobody was listening. My message cut off. Oops. Also, that's a crazy analogy, but so true. I think Leafeon has the most boring design of the evolutions, besides maybe like Jolteon, to be honest. I like Jolteon because, like, I don't know, it's just like spiky. Like someone who grew up with Sonic. I just seen like cool spiky electric dog, and I think that's cool. I think Flareon might be the most boring because it's just orange. Orange with neck fur and head fur that's like mildly looks like fire, and that's all it's got going for it. So I genuinely think Flareon might be the most boring evolution. Yeah, sorry if I seemed a bit mopey at first. I was just like, that whole live stream was going for like about an hour, and I just thought, this is so shit and boring. Like, I was scared that it was going to be like that all night, and I was thinking, have I just wasted a live stream? Should I quit? But then Mr. Raymu came in. And then, yeah, I was in a bit of a mood, and I was already having to play the the ZA Royale, which I don't fucking enjoy. So combine my bad mood with playing that. The thought of Jesus just hopping on a Switch and on Pokemon to give shinies is fucking hilarious. Hoenn is my favourite because of the Pokemon, to be honest. I really loved Team Magma and Team Aqua too. Team Magma and Team Aqua was so cool. I don't know if you've played Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but holy shit, their redesigns in those games are so good. Hoenn just also is like, has so many, like, again, like, even though it's mostly just sea, it's still diverse. The villages and the towns, they're still fucking diverse, which is what I love. I think if you really like Hoenn, you'd like Alola from Sun and Moon, because Alola is also my 3rd favourite region. So it goes Sinnoh, Hoenn, and then Alola. And Hoenn and Alola are both like tropical island regions, where you travel across multiple islands. Yeah, the idea of Jesus, like, he just going, like, his main job, the idea of Jesus in this day and age, like, his main job is just, like, sending aid to Ukraine or Gaza or whatever. But then when he's not doing that, he just, like, he sits down, loads up fucking Pokemon Legends ZA, hands out some free shinies. But no, you've got good taste. I definitely highly recommend Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire if you've not played them. The 3DS games in general are a good starting point. I know most people say the DS games. Although if you want to get into like Legends ZA, then obviously the 3DS games are a good starting point, because not only do you have its prequel, X and Y, but then you also have Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which also are like the Mega Evolution games. But also because you just like Hoenn in general. So it's so it feels like the most sense. Like if you want to play this, if you wanted to ever play this, and you like Hoenn, it feels the most sense to play the 3DS games to me. Alright, Man, I've done about 2 weeks worth of yapping in this live stream though. Those are my 2 different moods. I'm either like completely silent or just yapping until the sun goes down. I can just get so much here. I'm absolutely stacking bands. I can just buy so many. Alright, let's sell some things real quick. Alright, because I was using potions like fuck, so I basically ran out of all of my potions. I really should just go to Pokémon centers more often instead of, like, using up so many potions. I've played Alpha Starfire. I have to agree, I think the entire design of the game was fantastic, and I did play a bit of Moon. Not much though, I can't remember why. I had it on my 2DS. Yeah, honestly, the 3DS Pokemon era is so underrated. Most people say that the Game Boy Advance and the DS eras were the best era of Pokemon, and I would be inclined to agree. But I think the 3DS era was so underrated. It gets overlooked a lot. Again, X and Y had a lot of issues. They have charm and they had potential. They squandered a lot of it. And this is why I'm glad that Sword and Shield is the one getting a Legends game, because X and Y were basically fixed by this Legends game, you know. Well, no, X and Y, when you play them, are still always going to have their problems. Those games themselves are not entirely fixed, but it's sort of fixed the region. So I think if they could do that for the Galar region with Sword and Shield, that would be amazing. And like, plus you just think about how beautiful the characters in that game, like Nessa, are. Imagine seeing a medieval version of Nessa, like one of her ancestors from medieval times. God damn, there's so much potential. Like, I don't know, it's better than seeing, like, another game for fucking Kanto or something really stereotypical. Legends Arceus going with Sinnoh was a stereotypical popular choice, but I think it was still a good choice. I like that they're going with some more niche ones now, though. I might pass out here in a minute, because I've been awake for 16 hours, but I wanted to make sure to actually catch this live stream and be awake for it this time, since I often sleep when it's live. OMFG. No problem. I'm gonna come off this in a moment. I thought this last promotion battle, the one against Grisham, on the old Team Flagrant, I thought I'll save that for tomorrow when everyone's awake again. Save that for, like, because it's just you here now, so I thought I'll save, like, the big climax for tomorrow night. So yeah, I'm probably gonna come off now. I'm honestly just so tired after how much I've fucking yapped. I've been yapping like my life depends on it. I had no idea Sword and Shield were getting a Legends game, because I remember everyone hating Sword and Shield really badly. So yeah, Sword and Shield, it's weird, Sword and Shield is like mostly hated. Because I think Sword and Shield was a bit like the opposite of X and Y in the sense where it didn't do anything very brave or introduce many interesting concepts. X and Y delivered lots of cool new concepts, but then failed to deliver on them. Sword and Shield delivered, but it delivered on a lot of standard, boring, like bog standard content. So like Sword and Shield was more sort of successful at doing what it set out to do, but it also didn't really set out to do much to begin with. Like, what would you prefer? A game with loads of potential that squanders it? Or a game with not much potential that just did an alright job? That's basically the difference between X and Y and Sword and Shield. They're both, like, very hated games, but X and Y still has a lot of fans. Sword and Shield doesn't have many fans, which makes me sad, because obviously it's based in the UK, so, like, I've got a bit of a soft spot for it. It being a UK region. It also being the first Pokemon game that I fully completed. Because I started Diamond as a kid, but never completed it. Didn't play Pokemon for years, then I just got a Nintendo Switch and picked up Sword. And I really enjoyed it. But, like, after playing more Pokemon games, it became clear that, like, yeah, Sword and Shield were not very good. They were not very ambitious. But I'll always have a soft spot for them. Because it was my first region, and it's got a lot of nice, beautiful character designs. Sun and Moon was like the perfect balance. Like, if X and Y had a lot of potential and didn't deliver on it, and Sword and Shield had no potential but delivered okay, Sun and Moon was like the perfect in-between, where it did a lot of new things and experimented and had a lot of potential, and it largely delivered. So, like, sort of, X and Y are like two different sides of the same coin. Sun and Moon is the nice middle ground, where they sort of tried the approach of both games, and it mostly worked out. And Sun and Moon are, like, the most popular ones from the Gen 6 to Gen 8 sort of era. Which makes sense to me. They were my favourite one. Other than Omega Ruby, right? But that's, like, not the main game of Gen 6. You were yapping about some real shit, though, so it's completely understandable to me, at least. Yeah. That's the thing, though. You wouldn't think I'm introverted from how much I yap. I'm an introverted yapper, so I'll yap for about 2 hours, and then I'll go into like a fucking 16-hour coma because of how much I've yapped. Like, I'm not gonna go to sleep now because I rested today. I had like a 4-hour... I didn't sleep last night, but then I fixed that. I had like a 3-4 hour nap. And that clearly just fucking energized me extremely, as you can see, right? Because I'm just yapping. So I can't go back to sleep now. Even though I've burned off some of that energy yapping. I only just slept like a few hours ago. So, I guess I'm gonna do some editing now. Maybe I'll look back on this live stream and get some clips to put into videos. And I'll look back on this live stream and I'll fucking hate my voice. I hate my voice so much. Because I don't have the issue. Because I, like, slightly alter my voice, but when I alter my voice, people don't say I have the issue of sounding like a man. When I try to make my voice sound more feminine, people say I don't sound like a man, I just sound like a 16-year-old boy. So honestly, that's what I hate about doing these live streams. If I'm yapping so much, it's so hard to do when I'm altering my voice. And I don't even do a good job at altering my voice. Because instead of sounding like a man, I just apparently sound like a 16-year-old boy instead. Oh god. So that's gonna be fun. I'm likely gonna watch back the rest of this content and, like, cringe at my voice. As usual. Yeah, that's about it, really. If I'm gonna yap more, I'm gonna figure out how to train my voice better. And then I can maybe make more videos and cringe less at my channel. God. Alright, I'm tired. I've yapped. I've given it my all. And I've yapped with all of my energy. I don't have much else to say. Clearly these energy drinks work better than I thought. I thought these didn't do shit for me, because they don't keep me awake. Anyway, I've already dragged out this outro section. Yapping again, so... yeah, I'll see you all later then.